Hello, everyone. It's me, Jackson.
And as I, Ben Anderson.
Very quick to the punch, Ben. Welcome. This is our first ever Director Diaries, or it's our first episode in our series called The
Yes,
Director Diaries. It's our director's diary. The
it's
Director
a
Diaries is what
yep.
I'm going to call it,
All
because
right,
that works
that
the best. But
I think so.
here it is. This is Ben and Jackson were the directors of this movie. You've heard us before. In fact, here we are on the screen, except in a smaller screen. But we are directing this movie called The Cryptid Cast versus the Goopy Ganker. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's crowdfunded by people like you, I hope. And as part of this experience, we decided to do a lot of behind the scenes work, and part of that is directly from us. So, in this series, The Director Diaries, we'll be giving you insight into aspects of our production as well as a close look at some of the work we've done. Today, we'll be discussing our very funny, very infamous first impression, our crowdfunding video, which we did for our campaign. We'll talk a bit about how the whole thing came about, then the setup, the
hmm
shooting, and the editing. Is that right, Ben?
I would say so. I mean, I don't know how infamous this was, but
It was good.
I can definitely say we will definitely be doing all the other stuff.
Yeah. So here we are. This is Adobe Premiere. This is what we are trained to edit in as
hmm
film students. We are on my desktop. Forgive the mess. Fun fact: this editing process was extraordinarily difficult, just from a technical standpoint, because my computer decided to break down a few different ways in a few different times of this video's production. So it's a bit scattered, but it's all here. This is, the video source is what it looks like. This is my organization over here, and down here is our timeline where I'll be showing you stuff as we're going through it. But yeah, let's start with just how this came to be. So we had the idea to do this movie like forever ago, but in terms of when we came up with the idea for crowdfunding, when did that come into being? I think it was around the same
Uh,
time, right? Summer
well,
of 21.
I mean, I don't think we actually did discuss crowdfunding. I mean, granted, I think we thought of this on a bit of a budgeted scale than what we
Uh-huh.
had now. I mean, it's not that we aren't. It's not that this already isn't low budget, but it
Right.
was just something that would be more out of pocket.
Yeah, we were thinking of doing the classic shake everyone in the group down for 10, 20 bucks and hoping that would work. But somewhere along the line, we decided to come up with the idea of doing a crowdfunding campaign either through Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever.
Yeah.
And if we were to do that, we would be able to have some actual capital to
Well,
throw around for sets, for makeup, for costumes, and so on.
yeah. I mean, we were just kind of like we needed the costume of the monster really to be funded.
Right,
If anything, I think that was kind of our big concern. I mean,
right,
we thought. I mean, honestly, our thought was $500 would suffice, and we could fund the rest
right. Um,
from a basic standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. That was basically what we needed to get by. And when we put this together, I was expecting, yeah, $500 about maybe over the course of a few months. But within the first few days, we blew past a thousand, and now we're sitting over 2,000, which is incredible. So thank you to everyone
Yeah.
who donated. And we're definitely putting that money to good use. As of right now, we have a lot to spend, and
Uh,
we are beginning to spend that. But
Definitely.
to get that money, we had to make this. And I knew I wanted to make a video. I have, like, before this project, kind of gone off the deep end in terms of funding projects myself, like on Kickstarter, mostly for D&D stuff
hmm
because it's fun. Like the Legend of Vox Machina show had a Kickstarter, and some dice had Kickstarters, and it was all pretty cool. So I did that, and all the good ones have a video or pictures or
Yeah.
both to promote it.
Well.
And because it was, the time we did it, we didn't really have any
hmm
pictures or things we could show off other than like our last works. So I figured we should make a video of us introducing the project, the team, and so on. Plus, it could be pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of about what my experience of just going through Kickstarter slash GoFundMe, any crowdsourcing
Hmm.
type things. I mean, uh, obviously I've seen negative things, so we kind of wanted to avoid that
Right.
altogether.
Right.
There's a lot of false promises a lot of people make with these, like
Yeah, we didn't want a Mighty Number Nine
tier
situation or
exactly, like tiers that we couldn't like give
right. We
out.
did
Like,
a oh my God.
mhm. I mean that was kind of something we briefly discussed was maybe giving people T-shirts, but I mean, it just
Right.
it didn't make sense for something we were only doing for a few months. If it was like a year thing, maybe for the next project
Yeah,
we'll
we had
think
a
of
lot of
something else.
ideas because we could do like, oh, if you back this much, you get a sticker or a signed cast like script or something. But the thing was, like getting that to people would be a massive cost in its own right, and as a bunch of college students, we don't exactly have the means to do that.
I mean,
So
it was
the
yeah.
simplest answer, Occam's razor, was if you donate, your name gets in the credits, and I think that's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, it's much simpler. I mean, even it like basically it just helps smaller like people to give us smaller things or bigger things if they wanted to.
Right.
Like there's no reason to give over a certain amount, but there's no reason not to give kind of
Right. I
thing.
didn't want to have any like goalposts or anything that could be moved or like segmented or whatever.
Mm,
So help is help, and we appreciate all of it.
yes, that's how I look at it.
But yeah, I really wanted to make a video because it would be able to give us a good overview of the project and show our personalities and our, quality as filmmakers. So we went to set it up. I think it was mid-December, mid to early December. It was right at the end of like finals week for that last semester we did.
Yeah, it was
Um,
well, it was like the week before Christmas.
yeah, it was literally the
So,
last few days of the semester. Like I went home like the next day or the day after, I think.
yeah, it was right
And
before my birthday, so I kind
right.
of remember.
It was just you and me. We went in
Yeah.
and we're out in 4 hours. Uh,
Um
you set up the camera while I was
yeah.
doing the set and the script. I don't know how much of it was written beforehand. I know I was like putting ideas on paper when we were heading out to the junkyard to do some scouting,
I mean,
but I think it was just a bulleted list of what I need to get done because in
yeah.
this shot right here, you can actually see me writing the script as we were about to
Well,
do it.
the big thing was, especially at the end of the semester, there was no time to do anything.
Right.
At least in association to the movie
Right,
at the
we had
time.
no time. We were working in the barber still. We had finals to
Uh,
do and things to move and
yeah, I mean, we were working on things on the barber that should have been done
yeah,
a few weeks ago, but
a
due
lot of
to other
circumstances.
yeah a lot of circumstances, it pushed it forwards.
But yeah, we built the set and stuff. In terms of what the set is, let me see if I can find a nice picture of it. Oh, 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 oh. No, guess one of us has to be here. I guess both of us will. Let's bring this down a bit so I can show you a bit more of the set. This is all just stuff we have sitting around. None of it was constructed for the set. It's literally all that we have. There's a
Yeah.
big old wooden beam looking thing.
Hmm.
This is wooden fencing
It's like
thingy.
it's lattice.
Lattice, that's the word. And this is a big old brick wall flat. It's a big wooden flat that we used
Yeah.
in wizard interrogation. In terms of lighting, we had this light here behind my head that you can barely see. That was
I
pointed
don't know
on.
if they're there yet.
Huh?
Are the lights there yet?
This light is behind me. Yeah, you see it? Right above my
Uh,
head.
is it? Okay.
It's
I mean,
on.
check to
That's
see if
what
it's
that.
small.
It's barely there. I promise it's there though. And then there's
Okay.
another one behind this flat that's pointing, lighting up my chiseled jawline. And I think we had a few more out here, but I know we did have a big purple sky panel lining us up a bit that kind of gave us some color.
Yes.
Let's see. All these things on the table and around us are just props we had in a prop room. Yeah, yes, Dad. We do just have a big disembodied arm that we can just use for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Yeah.
DSLR that we use for intro film classes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tree without a pot that is falling over all the time.
Yeah.
There's a banana.
Banana. Fake
And
banana.
yeah, it is fake. It is not a real banana. And the
Mm-hmm.
camera, famously, is on a tripod. But to the left of
Yeah.
it, even more famously, is a metal cart that had our audio equipment on it, and it also had my laptop on it, which I
Yes.
put up in a minute. Which is why in some of these shots we're looking to the left because that's where the teleprompter was.
Well, where it's meant to be is right on top of the camera if you actually
Yes.
had a teleprompter.
However, we weren't able to do that. Sometimes we're able to MacGyver something, but we had no time. So it was
Nope.
bring the card over.
Because I think it wasn't long after we just stopped shooting. Like it was quite literally a few hours after
Right.
our card access was removed to the
Yeah,
to
it was either we'd finish that right then or we don't.
yeah.
Let's see. We also used a fog machine, but we did film for like a good 10, 15 minutes before we remembered the fog machine, so then everything before then was then trashed.
Hmm.
The fog machine was pretty funny. Ben had to get up and do a little dance to get the fog to
You gotta,
move. I was choking on
well,
it. It also varies greatly in density between shots, which is pretty funny. Like sometimes it's like nice and chill like this, and sometimes it's just like vape nation. But yeah, that's the setup done. Let's get into the thing in total. By the way, you'll notice the colors are different. We did do a bit of fancy color grading, and by we, I mean Ben told me what to do as I pulled the levers. Um,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Uh, Even when we were doing it over Discord, I don't know if there's any like color variation between what you saw and what I see.
oh yeah,
Well, because I don't know if how Discord does the image. Like I don't
yeah,
know
we
how
were
it
doing it
imports it.
remotely, which was an issue, but I think it
But
turned out pretty good. It's a lot
I mean,
bolder. This is
I
very
mean, it looks good to me.
yeah, what lighter, and this is a lot darker and
Yeah,
saturated, which is
it's
nice.
how it needs to look.
But yeah, let's get started with this. The first thing that you notice in this intro sequence is this incredible music that we have. This was written by one of our two extraordinary composers named Cameron Bunch, who wrote this piece. He recorded it, and then through a terrible stroke of misfortune, lost the recording somehow. Like the tape got corrupted or whatever, and he told me about it, and I was like, "Oh, dude, that sucks. Don't worry about it though. Get it to me in like the next few days." He's like, "I'm getting it to you tonight," and I was like, "Cam, you don't have to tell yourself for this." And later that night, he had sent me the completely redone version, and I heard it for the first time, and I was like, "Dude, this is excellent." He's a superhero. I'm super excited to have him on the
Yeah,
project.
no, he's great.
But yeah, it's a great track too. And when I heard it, I knew I wanted to have it influence the edit. Like originally, I said just make something I can put underneath the video. But he had this like really cool lead-in, which I just loved, and I wanted to use it in some way. So I have this like opening fading sequences of us setting up the thing and being a bit goofy because it gives us some nice endearment. But originally the film was just going to start with this shot. It was just going to be from black on this, and we'd say,
Yeah, exactly
um,
like that.
but yeah, I think it really
I think it worked
added
out.
to it because it definitely brought something into it, which I think is a great touch of personality. Full track is about 3 minutes. I wasn't able to use the whole thing, unfortunately. I'm gonna see if I can get it uploaded somewhere and
I mean,
listenable. We
either
are,
we can upload it somewhere, or it may be a part of something else,
but that's a
depending on.
surprise tool to help us later.
Yeah, I will get into more of that later,
But there
depending
was
on
this
what
cool little
happens.
stinger at the end that I wasn't quite able to work in that I'll show you now. But this is how it ends. Normally at the end of the video, it just fades out, like you'll hear it over here.
Bye
Bye.
bye,
Oh,
Port. And we look forward to working on this movie for you.
boing,
Bye
bye bye,
bye.
and it fades out. But in the original track, goes, it fades out. Where is it? Oh, I don't know if I can hear it. Into Here I Go, looking for the music. There it is. Cryptic Creepin'. Pull this up. Here we go. Okay, it fades out as normal, but then it goes like this. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's that. Let's see. What's next? That's the opening done. These funny graphics. You know how much I love graphics, Ben.
Yes, you do like
I
graphics.
like my fonts. This is the ever iconic Impact font, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Uh, it looks like Impact from here, but you did some. other fancier work to it, so
I
it's
did.
not a big
It's got a
deal.
slight gradient and stuff, but it looks different. Fun fact, I was mentioning the production issues. One of them, as of right now, is that I cannot make any more titles. If I want to include any text anywhere or edit text, my editing software crashes. So I will not be demonstrating any of that today. But yes, this is our introduction. This is Impact, I believe. This is a funny one. This was just a graphic I threw together, made pretty quickly because I needed something. Dream Team graphic is a placeholder. Name still maybe a placeholder. It started as a placeholder at least because it was just, I needed something to call the group, but it might stick. I think the font is called Iron. I could be wrong. And this was designed by our ever talented artist Mike Deland,
Yes,
who did the title card for The Barber. He's
yes.
great, and he gave us this, well, an iteration of this that I recolored and moved around, but this is it, and it came out pretty good. He's also working on a enhanced design that we're gonna use for the final product, but for now,
Hmm.
I think this looks pretty baller.
Like we'll probably use that more for, well, even for maybe some minor products that we might
Right,
make.
right. If that's another hint
That
at a thing we're
well,
working on.
it it's kind of like once filming is done, that's kind of where me and you might go at,
Right,
other than editing.
right. That's where our focus will turn to, but
Like, yeah, I'm worried about filming.
right now we're getting close to production.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was made by Mike. Pretty good, especially considering the deadline we gave him. It was over break, like right towards the end of break, and we said we need this by this date. And he was like, "Oh," and we were like, "Oh," and it just worked out. Good on you, Mike.
Well,
Shout out to Mike.
I mean, it got done. He's a trooper. He's good.
He's a gamer. Moving on. This is the plot synopsis of the movie. It's also the exact plot synopsis slash pitch we gave to our professor when we wanted to pitch it to her. It follows the guidelines we have for script writing pitches, which is have it said in 28 words or less, and I used every word I could, so this is 28, I believe. And then the tagline, this one, not for intrigue in either league, also was accompanying it. I don't think that was always around. I know for a while the movie was called Funny Monster Movie, and the
Um,
tagline was Funny Tagline.
yeah.
But I think it was like maybe like late November, early December when I finally came up with this tagline. I
Well,
I know I was on
I mean,
Rhyme Zone for a while trying to figure stuff out.
yeah. Well, it came out of like Kate's signature like sign off phrase.
Right.
Like the mixture of that along with just I think it's mixed with a different line that's in the movie you kind of had.
I think so.
So it's kind of a mixture of that that I think it just kind of went into your head again,
Right.
and it came back out.
But I like it a lot. I think it's
Yeah.
probably the perfect tagline for this movie. I couldn't
No,
be
I
any
think it
happier with
works
it.
really well. I mean, when you just reread the same thing over and over again, something's gonna click. I
Right.
mean, you know
I,
how many pass throughs we did with that
I
script?
if I had a dollar for every time I read through that script, I wouldn't have any loans.
Probably.
Moving on. This part where we introduce the characters is a lot of fun. I put like a little different font for each of them because I thought it would give them a nice little flinge or tinge of personality. Kate's is the one I'm happiest with because it's perfect. It's very swoopy and mysterious, like looks like a quill wrote it. The font is called Banshee too, which is great, and it's also italicized because of course it would be. Ron's I could not tell you the name of because my thing will
You
crash.
can't. Yeah, don't open.
But his is a lot more upstanding and rigid, professional, you know. Uh, Alex's is a lot looser, sloopy, fun, but still neat. This is something that you could turn into a professor still. But yeah, that was just a nice little touch there. Goopy Ganker. I love this look.
That's a that even that title is a bit something that maybe we want to talk about.
That way you
Like
could
how
probably save for the script video.
do you want to save it? All right.
But the Goopy Ganker, yes, the title came about in a very interesting way, and this, like, design for the title I've always wanted. That is why it was incorporated here. But this font is called Schlop, which is great.
Yes.
Moving down the line. This bit with the examples of all the movies we watched. At least to Ben and I, these have a significance as something that we definitely had a part of. Well, it relates directly to our experience in college.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would relate it to that. I mean, Jax and I mean, I guess like I would say like the crowning like thing of our friendship was just the podcast we had, which
Right.
was called Notice the Word, and it really just helped to bring out like help us to watch more things and helped us to I guess
Yeah, it led me into the
maybe
film
latch
path I'm in.
onto yeah. I mean it helped us latch onto identities, I guess, or like
Right.
ideas or concepts we really enjoyed.
Right. We
Um
did an episode on Goosebumps. We did a few, I think. We did
yeah,
didn't do one on
but no.
Universal movies yet. We did one
No.
on Monster Squad though, which is based off of said Universal movies.
Yeah.
We did a great episode in these live action Scooby Doo movies, which we love.
I
And
mean
Young Frankenstein we watched in our film analysis class separately.
it
But
it's kind of funny from I guess the standpoint of October is always my favorite month because I do like things that are
spooky.
horror esque
Hmm.
and spooky. I mean, we call it spooky month, and that was something we did on the show.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it bled even more
It
into
was spooky
past.
like semester.
Yeah, it usually became spooky semester, and then spring semester we always trailed off.
Right.
But we always had a strong theme in October, and it always helped us out, I think.
Right.
And it's, I think that's just how it went, and that's how we've just connected with a lot of these ideas, I
Right.
would say,
And I
overall.
really loved like something in in all of these movies or
Yeah,
something
no.
else, and it just really shaped the way we wrote these characters and the dialogue and the scenes and so on.
I mean, I would say for you, I'm not going to say you had less experience with some of this, but
Oh, I absolutely
I,
had less experience with some
yeah,
of this.
okay. I
I
mean,
was afraid of Goosebumps as a kid. I never saw Monster Squad. I liked the Scooby Doo movie tremendously. I wish
mhm.
I could tell you how many times I watched Monsters Unleashed, and I hadn't seen Young Frankenstein until I came to college.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I don't want to say that you were like a fraidy cat or you were
No, I
just
was
not
afraid
into
of cat.
horror,
I was terrified of a lot of things.
but I
I
mean,
walked out of Chicken Run as a kid because I was scared of it.
yeah, that's a little rough.
That's a true story.
We should watch Chicken Run. I
We
think that
should.
would be
We'll do
a
a
good
whole
time.
episode on Chicken Run and
Chicken
other
Run.
what's that studio called? The Wallace and Gromit
Oh,
studio. They're very
yeah,
talented.
I know what you're talking about,
Back to
though.
this though.
Yes,
I was absolutely less experienced. Ben introduced me to a lot of this and
and
other
like,
stuff, and
I
it's
mean,
absolutely coming out in this film, which is
'cause
cool.
I would say for someone who doesn't like horror, you very much latched on to
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of the ideas and the tropes and
I hate
a lot of
horror.
things.
I
Yeah,
cannot watch
and
it,
you say that, and I'm
but I
like,
love to write for
I
it.
don't believe it. I just don't believe you.
I
It,
love to write this goofy stuff that's based off of horror, but I will not sit and watch a horror movie and be scared because I don't like to be scared.
being scared is different than being entertained.
That's very true. And we aim to entertain.
Exactly.
Roll credits. Just kidding. We're not doing that yet. But yeah, moving on.
Yes.
This title card originally was not here. Fun fact. Originally they were just at the end during this Q&A bit, but it made a few other appearances. We had
Well,
because it made more sense to
it,
do so.
it made more sense than showing me asking the
Because
question.
the other one is just this,
Who are you guys? And who is the dream team?
Well,
which is funny, but
It's
it
it's
makes a bit
funny,
more
but
sense
it's
to do
like,
this.
yeah, it just didn't make sense for any flow. Like it just feels weird.
Moving on to these crew intros, I got a few I want to talk about.
You would,
Alex, Alex is
yeah.
funny. Alec was working with Mike on that Goopy Ganker logo, I believe, right? Yeah, that was what. Yeah, he was
Uh,
working on that, wasn't he?
yeah. No, he was. I mean, at the time of us filming, it was kind of like
Yeah,
that.
while we were
So,
filming, he was in the studio over working with Mike on that.
like, I would say it was kind of the starting phase because it wasn't really even finished when they
Right.
left. 'Cause Man, that was just a weird time,
It
and
was funny.
yeah,
But he was not actually behind here the whole time,
no, he
if you were
wasn't.
scared. Um, Kai's was filmed last minute in our apartment.
I filmed it.
Ben filmed it on his phone.
I I filmed it standing up on my shake. Like I was just like,
Yeah,
you
I had
gotta
to throw some
you gotta
stabilization on
get done.
this.
Well, I told you to do
Yeah.
it as well.
But yeah, this is how we live.
Oh yeah, that's our
Uh,
apartment. That's really funny.
moving on. This last one I wanted to talk about is Jay's. Jay's is really funny. Uh, his line where he says, "Ready to have your mind blown," right here.
Mind blown.
He just did that. He just said that line
Yeah.
was his, and then I laughed at that. So then I decided to have that be the transition into
We've got even
normalcy. But what's
Yeah, that's
funny about it is that the full clip is longer. Like it cuts
mind
off here,
blown.
but then he sits and stares at the camera for like a good 5 seconds.
I
I
think
think
that's
it's
an
just
actor
his.
thing.
Yeah,
It's an
Jay's
actor
a
thing.
professional actor, and I think that's exactly what it is. But I wasn't ready for it. I was like, I was editing this late one night or something, and I was just watching this for the first time, and he just
Ready to
stared at
have
me,
your mind blown.
and I just lost it. It was, I don't know what
Yeah,
was funnier to me, like this or this. But yeah, I liked it a lot. So thank you,
yeah.
Jay, for that. Um, and also for the transition. Let's see, what else we got? Blah, blah, blah. How can you help us with the production? This was very different originally, Ben, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was a lot different because we've discussed it a few times. Of
Less money. It's the easiest way to lend a hand.
well, that joke in particular was very different.
Yeah, this
Uh,
that was the alternate. That was not written in the script. Originally,
no,
we had a it was like, "How can you help us?" And we both looked at each other, then at the camera and said, "Give us
it's
money."
uh, which is funny. It just doesn't like. I don't know if I was asked to give money that way. I don't know if I would
Yeah,
give
we didn't
money.
want to sound disingenuine or
Yeah, 'cause
condescending.
it's kind of I don't know. Even though it's still a student project and it's kind of like we're getting money from sources we know of,
Right.
we still need to look professional
Right, and we
to
want
a
to come
certain
off
degree.
like likable people.
Yeah,
So,
because I remember telling you I was like, this is not gonna make us likable, right?
yeah, we still recorded a take or two of that, and it's
Yeah, no,
in
because
the bloopers reel, which I'll talk about later. But
I
if
mean
you want to watch
it's
it,
it's one of those instances where I think it's very good if I was there and
right,
just to give a different suggestion and
right,
we went to the crew and we're like, okay, here's the two options and they very
right,
much liked the second option.
right, and I agree. This is far more charming,
Yeah,
and I'm glad I came up with this on the fly. I don't know what
yeah,
else we would have
yeah.
done.
Don't worry.
We're like, I don't know. Let's keep moving. Let's see. Oh, this bit where we give examples of stuff. Let's just go through them.
Yeah,
Costumes.
uh,
This one's funny. This ghillie suit and this body armor is probably going to be involved in the
the
construction of
actual
our Goopy
costume.
Ganker.
Mm-hmm.
The Scooby-Doo costumes of Fred and Scooby will not be used,
No,
but maybe if we have some left over.
it it might get bought for something funny. I don't know. We
I
will
don't know.
see
Maybe
what
that'll be a
happens.
promotional stunt. But yeah, that's
I
pretty
think that'd be funny.
self-explanatory. Makeup.
Makeup, yes.
Makeup. We're so excited for the makeup on this project.
Uh,
Starting with a big obvious one. This one on the left is Ben.
yes,
He's a
that is
zombie
a me.
from the TV studio project I wrote and
Hmm.
directed last semester called Nigel Smith's Apocalypse, which is on my YouTube channel. That was done by one of our makeup artists, Emily Dallin. Dallin? I should know how to say it by
Oh yeah.
now. Who is extraordinarily talented and is also working on this project along with
Uh,
another extraordinarily talented
yes,
artist, Kaylin Hadley, who
yes.
did poor old Ron's face in the middle here from The Barber.
Uh,
And Ron, more accurately Luke Veracek, will be involved in this project as well as one of our
yes.
actors. He's
Well,
not playing Ron though.
no, but
Both this
Caitlin,
Ron and the other Ron is a different character, just for
hmm
clarification.
yes. But yeah, Kaylin and Emily were on our last project, The Barber, and they helped a ton, I would say, and
Right.
I would say even now they're helping a lot more,
Yeah.
especially Kalen. Like Kalen just came in, was just like, "All right, this is how you do all this," and I went,
Yeah.
"Thank you."
I thought we had
Eh,
our stuff together, and then Kalen comes in and is like, "All right, I got this," and then just like hits the knocks. It's
yeah,
wild.
no, I mean,
I'm
because
so
I
proud to have
mean,
these people on our team. Like they
'cause,
are rock stars.
yeah, as of today, like I saw Kalen in our studio, like starting the groundwork of set building, and I was like,
Hmm.
yep.
Yep.
And they explained it to me in such a way where I was like, "Oh, I could build this," and that's a very good sign of
Right.
someone who knows what they're talking about.
They've got it unlocked. And
Yeah, they have it
also
unlocked.
the Terminator here makes a
Oh yeah,
reference.
you do have the Terminator.
Props pretty self-explanatory. Not much
Yeah,
here. We're gonna do some fog. Gonna have a skelly and gonna have some books.
yeah. I mean, uh, I'll talk to you about Skelly later in person,
Yeah.
but
Goop.
yeah,
There's Schlop
classic.
again. That's also John Cena from the Kids' Choice Awards.
Yes.
And I
Um,
wanted to distinct that we are not using Gwyneth Paltrow's goop. That's a
yes.
different type of goop.
I know my aunt really wished that her money is would specifically be used for Goop, so we need to make sure that happens.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, she messaged me individually and she's like, "Yep, that needs to happen." So I was like, "Okay."
And then food.
Yeah,
Food is very important. Uh, it's a cost that creeps up because, when we're filming for a few hours at a time and it's early or it's late or during dinner time, it's good to have food to give people
yeah.
so they don't
I
fall over
mean,
and die.
well, even if it's just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or just some chips, it's enough to
It's
get someone
huge.
by.
It's huge,
Like,
yeah.
or a bottle of water. I mean, it's enough. It's enough to help everyone out.
Yeah, we got water and chips usually. Pizza and donuts would be great. Arby's makes a cameo. That's a reference
Classic.
to a few scripts I've written that I somehow work Arby's into, and also like, a Krabby Patty
One day we'll actually shoot at Arby's for
or the
something,
Krusty Krab. Yeah.
or the Krusty Krab.
What do you get for supporting us? Oh yeah, your name in the credits. This
Yeah,
credits joke. This was always in the script. This
Take a look.
very lame credit sequence of pop and circumstance. This like verbatim is in the script. However, it originally just ended after this. It ended, and it just cut back to Ben and I saying, "Wow, exciting," and that was it. But then one of our producers, Ryan, was like, "You should actually like show people what they're paying for," and I was like, "That's very valid." And then I went on this massive deep dive of showing how we've done credits in the past and how credits work. And then Ben was like, "You're crazy." Just show them
yeah.
what's gonna happen. I'm like, okay,
Because I mean, well, you turn. Okay, so it originally was a 5 second bit that wasn't well explained to a then to like a
like a
5 minute.
minute long bit, yeah.
Like it felt like 5 minutes of you explaining credits, and I was like, no, they're not. They'll understand that their
Right.
name are in the credit. They'll get it.
Which is why it's good to have a team.
Yes, I
Because if
mean,
it was just me with this, I'd have nothing. If it was just Ben with this, we'd have nothing. But
yeah, no, that's how I view it. I mean, it's like
right,
even though we are directors and we have our face on it, it doesn't mean we do it all.
right. This does not
I
move
would
without
say
everyone else.
yes.
There have been a
The
lot of excellent suggestions and things that have been saved
yeah.
because of
I mean,
ideas and good points.
hmm I'd say at most we grease the wheels so that it goes straight
Right,
and make sure it
absolutely.
goes straight, but they're the ones that move. Like they're the ones that move.
Spin them, yeah.
Exactly.
And then this credits example. A lot of these are just funny, like Donald
Yeah.
Rawlinson, Walter Magoo, Vimy Stromboli. They're just funny names. But a few of these are references. Let's see. Tony Gunk is an Impractical Jokers reference. Hingle
hmm
McCringleberry is a Key and Peele reference from the East-West Bowl. Reggie
Yes.
Nintendo is a reference to Reggie Fils-Aimé, the former Nintendo of America president.
Yes.
Frodo Underhill was a reference to Fellowship of the Ring. That's Frodo's pseudonym when he goes to the Prancing Pony. Mo Clue sounds like no clue. Charles McNundy is the name of my first ever D&D character that was played in a game with Ben and
Yes.
Jay, our DLP, and Mike, our composer. Not artist Mike, but Mike, our composer.
Yes. Michael
Um,
Redmond.
Jackson's dad is a reference to my dad. He has donated to the production, and as I think he wants to actually be credited as father in all caps.
I mean, we will see if that will happen or
We'll
not.
find out. Bill Casanova is a reference to Grandmaster Caz, who's a rapper that's referenced in Rapper's Delight by the Sugar
Oh
Hill
yeah.
Gang. I'm a big fan of that song. Let's see. Max Mercer is a reference to voice actor and D&D legend Matt Mercer. Art
Uh,
Vandelay is George Costanza's pseudonym in
yep.
Seinfeld. And lastly, Count Leopold von Cutoff, Liechtenstein III, is another reference to a D&D character of mine that is a recurring character. And that itself is also a reference to the Looney Tunes show,
Yes.
Episode 3,
Um, I
Jailbird
would,
Jailbunny.
but I would like to say if any of these people that we mentioned actually wants to give money,
You're more than welcome to.
you're more than welcome
Matt
to.
Mercer, if you want to,
Atmer,
Reggie,
Reggie,
Keegan
yep,
Michael
Reggie
Key,
Nintendo.
I'd be happy to put
Mm-hmm.
you in my credits.
Exactly. I
Um,
mean, we know Matt Mercer has some money from Vox. We know Reggie Nintendo definitely has some money
I'm a
left
Twitch
from
subscriber,
Nintendo.
Matt Mercer. You can pay me back. This
It's
part's
not
just the long and short of it. It's like, hey, we're gonna give you a good movie. We're super
Yeah,
cool.
well, it
I'm
needs
just,
to happen.
it needs to
Needs
happen,
to
but there's nothing
explain.
interesting I can say about this. It's just information. But this sign off took us a lot of takes, and even though we use this one, it's not perfect. I say a
Well,
few funny lines in this, but it works. I think it's good to show that we're humans, not perfect,
well,
because
I mean,
you know.
if it was something that I guess it was long in the day. We
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have we didn't actually have anyone directing us to do anything. It was kind
it
of like
was
all
literally you and I
so
staring at the camera for 40 minutes straight in one take, just reading
yeah.
each slide of the PowerPoint.
It was just a lot to do, especially on your last day of like
Yeah,
school. Like
of
it was
school.
quite
Like I was
like
broken from the semester and then about to be broken on break too.
it was like we quite literally went from this to nothing.
Yeah, but then we got right to work on other stuff for this
Yeah.
project.
Oh no, no, definitely. I would say so, but it was like a nothing as in waiting for something.
Right.
Like some things just we couldn't do anything with
It was
because we had to
impending.
wait. Yeah, that's more I would describe it as.
But yeah, this sign off bit where we say,
And
originally though it was just gonna end there, but again through
oh, we did
production,
it. At
this
least
funny bit
finally.
was born. Um, just sort of like, after the first take, we just had this like improv bit that was funny, but it
Yeah.
was weird. So then we just did another take because we messed it up the first. We messed up the take before it anyway, and we just after each one
Hmm.
did like an improv bit that we could
Well,
keep in.
I
Hello.
mean, if, did something happen?
No, you just didn't say anything. It sounded like you
Oh,
were about to say
sorry.
anything, and it was like
No,
30 seconds.
I was about to, and then I thought you were. Sorry. Yeah, no, that if people don't know, improv is just kind of something Jackson and I do a lot.
Yeah, we play a
I,
lot of
I think it,
D&D and D and just do a lot
I,
of funny bits.
yeah, I think it might be off-putting to some people who do not realize what we do all the time is this.
Right.
Because like I feel like there's a lot of times where we do this in front of normal people, and they're going, "What is this?"
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Like
Uh, yeah.
I can name you one when we were in RPG writing where I think we did a bit and they did not. I don't think they realized that that was a bit.
It's pretty good. We have a pretty great performance that we do. So if you see us out in
Yeah,
the wild, you
let
can't you
us.
can't you can't ask for it. It has to be spontaneous. But
Yeah,
just wait. Watch like a majestic creature that we are because it's pretty good. But we had a
yeah.
few iterations of these. We had one where we tried to reference the B movie. There was one where you did sign language. This was
Oh yeah,
just
there's one I did sign
this was just the
language.
best
Yeah,
one I think. It was just the most genuine and came across well.
yeah. No, I would say so.
But yeah, that's the crowdfunding video, folks. That's it. That's the 5.5 minutes stretched out into a good 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, good. We did it. Um,
This is
uh,
the third time we tried to record this video, I'll say. I'll just be
was it the
honest.
third?
This is
Was
the
it the
third,
third?
because the first time I tried to record it alone in my room right before I had to go to
Oh, that
my
one.
family's gathering. It was about
Yes.
11 in the morning. I was exhausted. The second time we went on for 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that.
Nope. And now I think it's a very good length.
No, I'd
So
say it's fixable
I
for what it
hope
is.
you enjoyed this. If you're interested in more stuff like this, the director's diaries, the director
Mhm.
diary, whatever
I mean,
the director diaries. We'll have more of them, I hope. I want to do one breaking down the script and talking with our
Yeah,
actors and so on. It's just a matter of
and there's a few. It's just a matter of timing at this point to
yeah,
do
just
it.
finding time when we're not shooting or
I
working on
know.
something for shooting or doing something that is going to happen in shooting.
I think. I mean, I'll tell you this. We'll
Mm.
at least get the script one out during
Post,
break.
yeah,
It'll be during
during
break.
summer. It's a
I
lot
think
easier
that's
to
it.
sit down and go over the script once it's all done, and we can pull up the
Well,
movie to as
well,
reference.
I meant during spring break. We'll
Oh,
probably
spring
do it
break?
then. We could maybe talk about it spring break if you want to do it then, or
I definitely want to do a
not.
script read through though, like, and just
We
talk
could,
about the
yeah,
writing
no,
process. It'll
definitely.
either spring break or summer break. We'll get it done, I promise.
We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it more.
And yeah, one more thanks
Uh,
to everyone for the support. Like, we got a lot
yeah,
of great feedback and love from this video. It was very
mm-hmm.
encouraging, and the donations
um,
again were extremely helpful.
yeah.
We really
Uh,
appreciate all of it.
yeah, I would say thanks to anyone who gave us anything, like even if it's not just
You
money, but
shared the
your
link if you
time.
told us
Yeah,
about something that could help us. If you, I don't know, just even watch this,
I mean,
like it helps. It's
I mean,
so so good.
It helps everything. I mean, I don't know. It's not only money that helps us. It's really just supporting
Right,
us in our endeavors is
right,
really
absolutely.
good to see. And I mean, I I still can't believe if they listened all the way to the end of this 40-minute little podcast thing we did.
I commend you. You have officially earned the director's commendation.
Like, I guess,
Um,
or you just have a lot of free time or something.
but yeah, keep an eye out for more of these and other behind the scenes content on the movie.
Yeah.
We're about to enter filming sooner than later, so it might slow
Yep.
down these director specific updates, but
I
you'll
mean,
be updated as to what's going on.
to be fair, feels like it's never even started.
And lastly, I mentioned earlier bloopers reel. I
Oh
did
yeah.
make a blooper reel. It's uploaded. It should be. If you
I
want
mean,
to see all the stuff that was cut out of this video, it's about 6 minutes of just goofs and gaffs of Ben and I trying to set up and be professionals. So,
is that on the official YouTube channel
yes,
that we
this
have?
video that you're watching now should be on the official YouTube channel along with a blooper reel. So
Okay, cool.
it should be around. Just take a look.
No, as long as we put up more content, that's all I'm looking for.
But yeah, thanks again, folks. We really appreciate it. We'll
Yep,
see you
thank you.
soon for another iteration of the Director Diaries. I've been Jackson DeCarlo.
And I've been Ben Anderson.
And we'll see you soon, folks.
I'll
The
see you
goop is
later.
coming.
Wait.
2022.
Oh no.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.